your game has to be good enough that people choose to play your game over the other game. If people are choosing to play the other game, it means that your game is not as good as the other one. And in that case, the player is not to blame, the other company is not to blame, you are to blame. But by the way, today, also with the announcement of 0.2.0 coming on April 4th, we have a lot of drama in the ARPG community. A lot of people are mad at GGG because they are releasing the game 2 days after the release of the new season for Last Epoch, which comes out April 2. And I have to tell you, dude, that today people are talking about that because people just follow what is happening. But your boy, and this is the proof that I am the best PoE2 creator, by the way. I talked about that 2 weeks ago. Look at this. Last Epoch can catch a break. And in this video, I talked about how Last Epoch was going to get fucked by PoE2. And this was 2 weeks ago. I can understand how people didn't think that this was going to happen. Because if you look at the calendar, it doesn't matter. Like Last Epoch releases here, 2nd of April, right? It doesn't matter if PoE2 releases the 4th or the 11th or the 28th or the 27th. Whatever they choose in here is going to fuck with Last Epoch. And that is why I released that video. Every day that they chose among those dates was going to fuck with Last Epoch. Because if they release the 28th, for example, you play the 29, the 30, the 31, and the first one. Are you going to stop playing PoE2 to play Last Epoch? Maybe some people will. But I have to imagine that that is not a lot of people, right? And now with the days that we have, that Last Epoch is releasing 2 and PoE is releasing the 4th, they are completely destroyed because yes, you are going to play the 2nd and the 3rd. But then the 4th, you are out and you're going to PoE2. Again, not everybody, but a lot of people will. So since the moment in February 20th was the day that GGG announced that the game was going to come approximately 1 month from then. Since then, I knew Last Epoch can't catch a break because that means PoE2 is going to launch around the Last Epoch day and that is going to fuck with them. So I am just telling you all this because yes, to address all the drama and the situation that is happening right now regarding Last Epoch and the release dates for Last Epoch and for the patch for PoE2. But also to tell you that I am the best in here. I told you this 2 weeks ago and today everybody's talking about it. And I did it cooler than everybody. My video is funnier. Just so you know. I am not glazing myself, but I am glazing myself. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you about is what should 11-hour game or Last Epoch do in this case. Some people are talking that they should delay the date maybe to the 25, 24, 23, something like that. So people play Last Epoch PoE2 for a couple of weeks and then they go to Last Epoch. I don't think this is the correct approach. We have seen that PoE2 has a strong retention rate for people. PoE2 can really retain people. What you have to do is release it earlier. Instead of releasing it the 2, release it, I don't know, the 25. And then people play it for a whole week. Maybe they do some microtransactions during that week. You earn a bunch of money. You do the spike. And then, well, let them go when PoE2 releases, you know. But only with 2 days, it is going to be really dramatic. The drop-off is going to be dramatic. So I understand that releasing earlier is a lot harder than releasing later. But at this point, I believe it is their only choice because there is no way in hell like the drop-off is going to be massive. Because you have to understand that the overlap in the player base between Last Epoch and PoE2 is big. And people know that PoE2 is the top dog in the genre. New class, probably new activities in the endgame, maybe new acts. People are going to prefer to play that. So yes, Last Epoch can't catch a break, brother. They are in a rough fucking spot. I am curious to see if they stick to the same date or they release it earlier to try to not compete with PoE2. I don't think some people are saying that this is malicious in part of GGG. I don't think that, and I will be pissed off because I want to play PoE2, the new patch. I will be pissed off if they delay the date because of another game. No, you are doing your thing, they are doing their things. They decided to drop on April 2, you decided to drop on April 4. There is no, I don't think this is in bad faith, and if it is fair game. I don't see a problem with this. In fact, as a PoE player and content creator, I would be pissed off if they delayed it. I also feel a little bit bad for Last Epoch because it is an awesome game. The patch is going to be awesome, and they can catch a break. But wait, what can you do? Like, release it 1 week earlier and let's see what happens. So, PoE2 has been having, and PoE in general, has been under fire because of the no content for PoE1, no content for PoE2 for 4 months. They can delay content because another game is dropping a patch. Like, they can do it. They can do it. It doesn't matter if the other company is partially owned by the same company that owns you. It doesn't fucking matter. They are 2 different companies at the end of the day. Tencent apparently is very hands-off with the business. 25% is not the majority. And again, PoE2 is like even if I am the owner for the 2 companies, even if I own the 100% of both of them, who do I prioritize? The game that is breaking records or the game that is, we don't know what is going to happen with that game that has been slumbering for a year? I take precedent, or it is more important the game that is breaking records. And that game is under fire because of no content. I have to release new content for that game as fast as I can. It doesn't matter what the other game is doing. Why should GG care though? That's what I don't understand. Exactly, I also say the same. People say that they should care because they are owned by the same mother company, which is Tencent. But I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters in the least. Maybe it maybe matters in the way that they communicate some things between companies, and maybe they know what the other company is planning to do, but not necessarily by saying, oh, we are going to tank 2 more weeks of bad PR because this other company that we don't give a fuck about is releasing their patch. Fuck that. Fuck them. That is what I feel they are thinking. Our pace is set on turtle right now, I feel. Yes, exactly. And that is why they are trying to release the earliest that they can. So I believe this date is not influenced. Some people are conspiring that this is happening to fuck with Last Epoch, and I don't think that is the case. I think this is just the earliest they can think they can deploy the patch, and they want to deploy it the sooner than they can because of all the problems that they have been having with PoE1, PoE2, the timeline they set up for themselves to finish the game, and they just felt, dude, the earliest that we can drop this yet is the 4th of April, so let's drop it that day. Nothing else matters in that decision, in my opinion. I can be completely wrong, of course, but I don't see a world where that is not the decision-making process for deciding when to drop the patch. Like, if they thought they could drop it sooner, they would have done it. This is not like I don't know, like something that was scheduled to maximize the time, that if we drop at this time, at this day, we are going to maximize player because players are on vacation or they are free. Or I am trying to come up with crazy scenarios where you do like a market research to know when the most amount of people are going to play. I don't think they did that. They are releasing it that day because that is the day when they can have it ready the quickest. Because they need to put out the content. Easy as that. So it is unfortunate for Last Epoch. I feel bad for them. But I don't think that GG is being malicious in here. I don't think that it is GG's problem either. And yes, Last Epoch can catch a break. They are the ones that have to deal with this. Like, blaming GG won't make anything better. Because at the end of the day, you don't have anyone but blame but yourself. What do I mean about that? Not only because of selecting the date, not only because of, and I am not trying to watch Last Epoch developers in here. I think they are great. I think they are awesome. I understand circumstances. But let's really look at this. Let's be pragmatic and remove emotions. They set the date for the release. They took a year to have the patch ready, because if this was released, I don't know, in February, it would have been massive because there was nothing to do in the ARPG community. Not PoE 1 didn't have content and PoE 2 didn't have content. If you release in February, massive season for Last Epoch. So it is your fault because you delayed it. You didn't have it ready when you should have it ready. And at the same time, if you look at the core of it, they are basically two new games, right? I know that PoE 1 has a lot of a story or of history, but essentially PoE 2 is a new game. You can even say that it's a new air game than Last Epoch. I don't think you can come up with the excuse that they are being mean to us by releasing close to us to destroy us because everyone prefers PoE 2 than Last Epoch. That aren't you saying basically that your game sucks at that point? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Your game has to be good enough that people choose to play your game over the other game. If people are choosing to play the other game, it means that your game is not as good as the other one. And in that case, the player is not to blame, the other company is not to blame, you are to blame. And again, I am not trying to bash on Last Epoch. I understand there are many circumstances. Like GG is a bigger company. They have been working for longer on this shit. They have a larger established player base, a larger established IP. The new content for Last Epoch maybe is better than PoE 2, and nobody knows it because they haven't played it. I know that there are a lot of unknown variables in here, other things that affect this happening. But at the same time, at the base level, you can't blame the other company for releasing close to you because your product has to speak for itself and beat the competition. If you are a true competitor, that is what you would think. And that is my opinion about this whole drama. That I don't think it's drama, but people are blowing it out of proportion. Like, for example, I am the best PoE 2 YouTuber, and the only reason I am not the biggest is because YouTube is not pushing my shit. But I am the best one. And if you put my videos next to everybody else, I will destroy them. As PoE 2 is going to destroy Last Epoch. That is my copium, guys. Hey, I know I am coping. Let me be, because if I don't think like that, I get demotivated and I don't keep going. I have to think I am the best and keep improving. That is what I wanted to talk about in terms of the patch and the game and Last Epoch and all of that. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.